10 extreme weather events caused by climate change. From rising sea levels to increasingly warmer temperatures and more formidable hurricanes and tornadoes, the effects of climate change are becoming more severe. On every continent, life as we know it is changing because of rising temperatures, but that doesn't mean it's getting better. And the most serious part of climate change is its impact on humans. Because while it may affect everyone, it doesn't affect everyone equally. Vulnerable people around the world have seen their homes devastated, their livelihoods shrunk, and their stable lives threatened by climate change. We must act immediately. Because these 10 extreme climate events are direct consequences of climate change and cannot be ignored. 1. Australia's 50 million acres are engulfed in flames. Australia's bushfire season from 2019 to 2020 was an extreme example. About 50 million acres were burned, at least 34 people were killed, and nearly 6,000 buildings were destroyed. Scientists have found that highly hazardous conditions that have caused widespread fires are at least 30% more likely in a world with climate change as opposed to a world without climate change. 2. Northern Hemisphere's hottest summer ever. It seems like we've been telling this story every year, and 2020 was no exception. August this year saw land and ocean surface temperatures combined 0.94 C above average, making it the second hottest month globally since meteorological observations began in 1880. 2016 is currently the hottest August on record. 3. Record-breaking wildfires in California. More than 4 million acres in California have been affected by wildfires so far this year. That's more than double the previous record for the most land burned in one year in the United States. But the problem is that wildfire season isn't over yet. Is climate change really the cause? Yes, that's right. Scientists agree on the following points. 4. Scientists say the Arctic is in a death spiral. Until recently, scientists thought 2050 might be the earliest we'll see no more Arctic ice during the summer season. Now they are saying that time will be 2035. Over the past decade, Arctic temperatures have increased by nearly 1 C. If greenhouse gas emissions remain unchanged from the levels we are doing now, we can expect the Northern Hemisphere to warm by 4 C year-round by mid-century. 5. America running out of names for hurricanes. Hurricane season in the U.S. isn't over yet. But they've already exhausted their entire alphabetical list of hurricane names, and they're starting to move on to the Greek alphabet. Even more worrying, this year's hurricanes have intensified more rapidly than usual, causing panic among residents, first responders and meteorologists as a direct result of climate warming. 6. Record-breaking summer floods in China. Scientists say the record-breaking floods experienced by many in south-central China this summer are just a preview of what's to come in the next few years. Rainfall in the Yangtze Basin was the highest recorded since 1961. Displaced more than 55 million people, including 3.8 million. 7. More than 22% of the Pantanal wetlands have been burned. Covering parts of Brazil, Paraguay and Bolivia, the Pantanal wetlands are among the most biodiverse wetlands in the world. But this year, more than 22% of them were burned due to the effects of drought triggered by climate change. While some fires, either naturally occurring each year or set and controlled by ranchers, do not deviate significantly from the usual levels. The severity of the fires in 2020 are well outside the norm, leaving many scientists concerned about what lies ahead. 8. Thailand suffers worst drought in 40 years. Thailand's drought this year has caused people to worry not only about livelihoods but also about agriculture. Sugar, rice, rubber and other crops consume 70% of the total water supply, and if water is scarce, it will seriously affect people. Experts predict that this year's sugar harvest could drop by up to 30% compared to previous years. 9. The scorching heat is melting Siberia. Siberia is usually quite cold, but this year has brought record temperatures, forest fires, permafrost loss and pest infestations. Some villages broke previous records last June with temperatures as high as 38 degrees Celsius. Did climate change really have an impact? Of course. I dare say. 10. Cyclone Amphan hits India. This spring, we saw the most powerful storm ever recorded in the Bay of Bengal. Cyclone Amphan. Tropical cyclones are developing faster than ever before, with more powerful winds as a result of climate change. With $13 billion in infrastructure damage and 118 deaths, Amphen proved that this trend is not on track to disappear anytime soon.